Kat, welcome
Hey,
to
what's up,
Millionaire
Catarina?
Minds. Thank you for sitting down with us. For the people that don't know you, I want you to introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Catarina Rocha, and I'm the owner of Ala Group of Companies, which is four different companies: Glamping on the Rock, Floaty on the Rock, Flower Wall Bermuda, and Depict Booth.
That's nice. So you own all those companies.
Yes, I started off with one, and then they just branched off slowly into different little avenues, but they all relate to one another. So it's they all work with one another.
Perfect. So what is your motivation? What drove you to become an entrepreneur?
So working for hospitality industry for 12 years, I did a little bit of everything, and I always knew I wanted to be my own boss, my own entrepreneur, my own leader, do my own thing because I really enjoy creative world and putting my ideas to paper. So based off of all my experience that I've had and then my knowledge in business, I just created my business, and that's where it started off. Never look back.
That's good. That's good. So because you're an entrepreneur, how do you find people supporting your businesses? Do you find that people support? You have to sometimes.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people support me, especially locals, and there's definitely a lot of different communities around the island that can assist you in terms of trying to get ahead in your business. There's BEDC, there's the Ignite Entrepreneurship Program, and not only that, we also have our adults in the industry, in the around us in the parishes, that can also help you with mentorship. Don't forget about that. That's really important as well. Just having somebody that can guide you through things. Might not necessarily be financial assistance or anything, but just mental and motivation. That really helps a lot.
Yeah, that's good. So how you develop the concept for glamping on the rocks? Like what made you come up with that? I thought that was genius.
Yeah, I would have never thought I had a camping business. But like I said, I just wanted to create something for locals, and I came up with the idea based on what did visitors want to experience here. And then I started thinking about our heritage and culture, and camping was one of those. And there wasn't a business model for that here, so I created it, and I never looked back.
That's good. So basically, you provided a solution to
To
a
a
problem.
problem, and that's what entrepreneurs do.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So tell me a little bit more about the floaty on the rock. I thought that was another cool
Yeah.
concept.
So Floaty on the Rock literally branched off from glamping. I actually offered fun floaties at glamping on the rock, and everybody loved it. Every single booking that I had, everybody had at least 1 to 2 floaties. So based off of experience and also what people wanted, I just created a whole separate new company. So now people will be able to rent fun floaties without having to purchase it or store it. And it gives people options as well, so you can have a fun floaty every week. And it's a very visual company, which I really like about that. It's a very capturing um, images, and showcases our island as well. So it's great exposure for us too here.
That's nice. So like with both of your businesses, would you consider them seasonal or?
Definitely, the glamping and the floaty business will definitely be seasonal. However, in the off season, people do have pool parties, so you can still rent the pool party package for the floaties. I do provide glamping in the off season. However, it's just really based on the weather and stuff like that. I wouldn't turn down my guests if a client, if somebody really wanted something in the off season. But I prefer to just have it as a seasonal business because it also gives me time to think about branching the business, and that's what pretty much I did this season, in the off season.
That's nice. That's nice. I like that. So what about like do you offer
Like bonfires
yeah
and stuff like
bonfires and
that.
stuff like that?
No, we were thinking about bringing enhancements for that, but there's actually a new business called Bonfire Bermuda, and they offer bonfires. So if one of our guests wanted to do, a bonfire experience, we can always call them up and add that onto the experience. That's one thing that I'm really big on, is collaborating with other businesses. Like, I like to niche my businesses, and I prefer to do it that way because I like to do what I know what I'm doing. So I prefer to just outsource the other stuff. So if I know somebody else is providing something, I'm gonna reach out to them instead of bringing it in myself. Like, so we can all work together and make money together. Like,
for sure, I think that's the way that we need to move forward.
Absolutely.
I think collaboration is how we got forward. That's why I created this platform called Millionaire Minds, and so I agree with what you're saying. Going back to your the whole spectrum. So you consider the main company, the holdings company, correct?
Yeah, Ala Group of Companies.
Ala Group of Companies, and that's the holdings company for all of the subsidiaries, which is great. I think that's a good concept as well.
Thank you.
And where did you learn that? You say you went to school for business?
Yeah, I'm actually a college dropout. I went to college for business administration, and I dropped out 2 semesters before I was finishing it. I had a lot going on at the time, but that doesn't, make or break you. You know what I mean? You could still do and follow your dreams without college education. However, it is important to understand, where you're going with yourself. So it's good to have knowledge, obviously. But that's where my basic business sense came from, was from studying from it and also being around it. Ever since I could remember, like, I've always been around entrepreneurs. Like, my dad, my grandmother had a shop in her own house in the Azores where she sold stuff. So packing groceries, like, always being involved with, money and saving and understanding it. So, it was natural for me.
Okay. So business is kind of hereditary for you.
I guess so. Not really. I wouldn't say it's hereditary, but it definitely has to do a lot with your environment and who you're around,
True.
So, yeah, definitely
True. I
helps
like
out.
So we're doing a segment called 3 Keys,
Mm-hmm.
and this will be released on like Instagram and stuff like that. And I want to know what would be your 3 keys for success.
For success.
Yeah. To give all the entrepreneurs your 3 keys.
So definitely passion. You gotta have passion in what you're doing, and the direction where you're going. Once you figure that out, it's literally about setting those goals and banging them out, seeing the vision and just getting it done. And then commitment is the third one, you gotta stay committed and working towards it constantly, because if you're not gonna do it, it's not gonna be created. So you have to put in the time. You gotta set them goals, and you gotta stay passionate. Because if you don't stay passionate, everything's gonna fall apart. Because you're the business, you're the one who's running it. Nobody is gonna do it for you. So you gotta be your number one, hustler in your work. And everything else just comes along with it. Setting them goals and then staying committed.
Okay. So how about marketing? What is your marketing plan or scheme that you use to promote or advertise your business?
So I believe, based on experience for me here in Bermuda, because we're such a small little island, definitely word of mouth is like the number one for marketing, and also social media content. So, for example, Instagram and Facebook. I literally didn't spend not $1 on my glamping business for advertisement. I just literally promoted everything on social media, and then again, the word of mouth is so powerful. For my new businesses that I'm gonna be launching within the next 2 months, I'm literally gonna get flyers, print them all out, and I'm gonna be knocking on door to doors. You know what I mean? Like, so people could see me visually and presenting my product and my businesses. To get that out there. See, so a lot of people are not willing to go the extra mile to get where they need to be, and that's what makes the difference between who really makes it or not, so you gotta be willing to put yourself out there.
I like that, because the funny thing is I was actually thinking to do flyers myself for my platform, but great minds think alike. So How long did it take for you to market the glamping, being that you didn't spend no money for advertising?
Well, because I'm creative, I use different platforms in terms of how to manage my social media, and the brand is really important too. So you gotta understand your brand. Once you understand your brand, your color schemes, and where you're going with it, it's easier to then market yourself. And in the beginning, sometimes we don't have the funds to be spending 4 grand on a brand. That comes later on down the line, but at least having your basic key things, some basic logo, basic color scheme, something that when people see that, it's understand how to lay and position your stuff out on your social media, because visualization is very important in business. When they see you, when they look at your business page, they automatically determine if they want to work with you or not. So you ought to always keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's good keys right there. Um, I think I think you're absolutely correct with that, because people do judge based off of what they see, and rather they like what they see,
Mm-hmm.
they will invest and support your business.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as timeline, I'm asking is like, did it take you 1 year, 2 years
Oh
to
yeah,
really get?
it took me about a year. Nothing comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean? It
Of course.
definitely takes time to build. A business. It took me months, like probably 6 months of research and understanding the model, the business. Because like I said, I was the first one to actually package a camping experience, so I had to like really dive in and understand. I went away and did research, and then I came back and you know spent some more time on the computer, building my website. And so it takes time. Like it can sometimes take up to 9 months, a year. But that shouldn't affect anything. Sometimes businesses take a long time, but the point is to do it and get it done. You know what I mean? Not to stall on it either. Because you won't get anywhere. Because a lot of people just like to think about ideas and then they don't execute, and you know, you fail. To be honest, because you don't follow through on what you're trying to do.
I like that. So as far as you doing it, did you have a team with you, or you executed it by yourself?
So I did everything on my own in terms of like researching, building the business. Yes, I did everything on my own. I had like friends and family that supported me in terms of like my mental state, because sometimes I'll be going crazy talking about the same thing over and over, going through concepts, ideas. So I had my friends and my family like support me on that terms, and then I did have a few mentors that assisted me. That's in the hospitality industry. So if I ever needed any help with how to do a business plan, or how to manage this financial statements, or how to budget in terms of should I invest in this portion first and then invest in that portion after. Like, so it's really important to have those mentors and people. And then again, I applied for the Ignite mentorship program, and they really truly assisted me. And in terms of setting goals, they held us responsible when it came to that. And yeah, so just staying consistent towards what you're doing is just really really important. Even if you fail on one aspect of your business, you know see where you failed and move on to the next day. What can I do better? Like, if this didn't do right, let's create something different. You know what I mean? Don't stay stuck on that. Because that sometimes can make us feel some type of way, and then don't want to follow through on other things.
Right, I agree. So you had a support system.
Yeah,
To,
definitely your friends and family. Not Let's not say like a business support per se, but just your friends and family. That the people around you, it really does matter. Like, they have to be motivating you. It's really important that you have that. Or one or two mentors. You know what I mean? It could be freak or your uncle who owns a business, or somebody that you look up to. Like, don't be afraid to ask people. You know what I mean? Look, I look up to you. Can I, watch you do what you're doing, or you got to be willing to do it for free too, so you can learn.
exactly.
And yeah, but you got to put yourself out there. Because, like I said, nobody's gonna create your life for you. If you want a big life, you have to think big and do big things. And sometimes you gotta put yourself out of that comfort zone and speak to people who you normally wouldn't speak to. And you know, yeah, even your ideas and your mind, you gotta think outside the box. You know what I mean? Like the camping again. There you go, glamping. Like I said, I would have never thought I would have had a camping business, but I do. So I built upon that, and now look at me, 3 more companies later. So very thankful and blessed that I followed my intuition, my vision, and I believed in myself. Because in the beginning, nobody believed in me, in my idea or my vision. They're like, "What? Huh? How are you gonna make that work?" Da, 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 you know what I mean?
Right.
And that did dampen my spirits a little bit, but it never changed my mindset on where I was supposed to go. And then in the end, they ended up seeing what I was trying to do, and that's where the support came in. But the support didn't come in right away. I can tell you that much.
Right.
It came in after, once they saw it working, and that's unfortunately sometimes where you have to have the strength for yourself.
Yeah, it's hard
It
in
really
the
is.
beginning trying to be an entrepreneur. No one really sees the vision
Mhm.
or trust your vision, and
Mhm.
that is a hard thing to sell.
Mhm.
The vision, because as an entrepreneur, only you can see it,
Yep.
and then as your job to bring it or manifest it, and
Mhm.
then others will see it. So, Kat, I really think your business savvy is just amazing, and I want you to talk more about flower on the wall. I want to hear more about that.
Flower Wall Bermuda.
Yeah, flower more.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about that business. We launched in March. We have a fleet of 5 different beautiful luxury silk flowers. They're perfect for birthday events, christenings, confirmations, bridal showers, events, corporate events, all sorts of things. It's basically, for people to have somewhere to take really cool, fun photos and make your experience at your event interactive, and for you to capture those moments and you know have something that you could take with you. That's different. So that's really exciting. In terms of what we're creating over there, and then we also have the neon signs, which is a fleet of 20 different signs, and a lot of them were tailored to Bermuda. So we have Bermuda full hot, lituation, like really cool stuff, like squad girls. So different little signs that can personalize your event that you can add to the wall. And it all goes in hand with the glamping. If you have a glamping event, you can, or get the glamping. You can hire the floaty if you want to have lounging experience around the area. You can also get the flower wall, so make it, it's a whole experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to do the whole experience, they got a package deal, right?
I could create a package deal, or you could just book it separately because there are 3 different businesses.
Right.
So it's really up to you. If you want, we could create a package deal if you wanted to have them all, but I made the company separate, so it's individual. It's its own individual hire, because
Right.
you also have to think about what makes sense in terms of finance.
Of course.
So if we want that big goal, we gotta make sure we get that big goal, right?
Of
To
course.
that big goal. So you gotta, yeah. Sometimes it's not always about you know package deals, and packages is really important, but it's not about like you don't always want to lower your rates and all that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So you want to always maintain that quality, of service, and so it can reflect the pricing.
For sure. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because based on your trajectory, I think that you have a millionaire mind,
Yes.
and I really respect that about you. I always tell you, I really like that about you. You have a great business sense. But where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I'm definitely gonna have my mom retired, my dad retired, and myself hopefully retired.
Wow.
Because I don't believe in retirement. And when I say I want my mom and dad retired, because I don't want them working, but when I say I want to be retired, meaning like I want to be financially free, to whereas I don't have to work if I don't want to. For me, I'm gonna be working for the rest of my life. because that's just who I am. That's my passion. Like, I'm always gonna be doing things. I'm never gonna stop. I'm probably gonna have like, I promised myself I wasn't gonna start no more businesses. I'm gonna just really focus on my thing, on my 4 businesses, and grow them to the best I possibly can. But because of my mind, I'm always gonna be investing into different things. Building new businesses probably in the future. I don't know. My future is very unlimited. I definitely want to have my own home in the Azores, so I'm definitely going to be doing that. And yeah, 5 years is very small, to be honest, very short.
Right.
If you really think about it. It goes by quick, but yeah, that's the goal. Definitely to not be retired, but yeah, be financially free.
Yeah, I like that. So, with that, I think I want to ask you one more question.
Yeah.
But it might turn to 2.
That's
But I want to know how driven are you, like, in terms of businesses?
driven. I'm
Yeah.
very driven.
You're
If I
very
was
driven.
not driven, I would not have what I've created.
Exactly.
I'm very driven. When I want to get something done, I will probably not sleep sometimes until I get it done. You know what I mean? I'll work extra. There's whatever I have to do. I make sure I do it in order for it to get done. That's how driven I am.
Yes, I like that. Very ambitious.
Nothing really can stop me, pretty much, because once I have my mind on something, it's got to get done. And it's got to get done right. You know what I mean? Even if I don't get it done right the first time, the second time, when I do finish it, it'll be right. So.
That's good. So, my last question,
Mm,
but it might turn to more. I just
fine.
had to say that. But I see that you're involved in like cryptocurrencies.
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit about your experience with
Foreign.
cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, foreign exchange.
Foreign exchange.
Yeah,
things of
so
that
I've
nature.
been learning about foreign exchange and cryptocurrency, and it's definitely something that all of us should definitely look into because it's how the world works. Money. When we go away, we're exchanging our dollars, and the banks, people around the world are making money off of that. So the forex market, fluctuates. You can make money by buying and selling, and I've been studying it for the past few months, and I believe that it's definitely where our generation should definitely be looking into because we can become well off with that. You know what I mean? But it's all based on knowledge. So I wouldn't suggest anybody just getting into there and spending all their money. Learn it first and understand what you're doing before you get into that.
Okay, for sure. So thank you for your experience, your knowledge.
No problem.
Any last thoughts you wanna say to the people before?
Yes, follow your dreams, dream big. Don't let nobody tell you you can't do anything. We only have one life, and it's really important that, like I said, we do what we feel is best for ourselves. Because time goes by fast, and then we think back and we're like, why we didn't do this, why we didn't do that, why we didn't invest into this, you know. Um, just follow your dreams because at the end of the day we're not doing this for us, we're doing this for the young generation, our future generations. They look up to us. If they could see us doing these things, imagine what they will be able to accomplish. You know what I mean? So like, I'm creating all these businesses, but it's really not for me. It's for my future, my generations, the people that are going to be working for me. You know what I mean? I want them to have that vision too, like, my boss did this out of Harvard. I could do something like this too. So it's literally all about inspiration for me. It's not about the money. Everybody needs money to survive, but at the end of the day, it's about the joy that it gives me. I wake up every day and I know that I'm working for myself. I'm doing what I love to do. And nobody could take that away from me. And that's the best feeling in the world.
That's beautiful. So thanks again, Kat.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate
and appreciate you for joining us for Millionaire Minds.
Yes. God bless.